Just this past week, 4 kids was killed in the city of Chicago. Their ages were 1, 3, 10, and 13. Chicago, I'm pissed off. But meanwhile, while kids are getting slaughtered in Chicago, people are out here still protesting the death of George Floyd. People are still talking about police brutality. RIP George Floyd. It's very unfortunate what happened to you. You had a heart of gold, but it's time to move on. We brought national attention to the story. The cops has been arrested and charged. What more do we want? Justice will be served. See, I know what people's problem is. It's easy to protest police brutality. It's easy to talk about police brutality. Just watch people protest police brutality. They're loud. They're violent. They're not going to put up with it. They're marching up and down the street. They're showing up at police headquarters. But you ask the same people, what we going to do about gang violence? What we gonna do about black on black crime? They get real quiet and shot in. Put on the kid gloves. Well, maybe we need to build a rec center, a boys and girls club for the kids. I'm no longer accepting that answer. Y'all been saying the same thing for 25 years. That's a cop-out. A rec center is not gonna stop gang violence. Just won't. Build a rec center there, they'll shoot that up. Let's address the real issue. Everybody knows what the issue is in Chicago. There's a culture issue. A violent culture, a savage culture, and just no regard for human life. Let's start with the music. Drill music. Chicago artists perform drill music and basically serial killers rapping. They rapping about killing people. They rapping about how many bodies they got on their gun. They rapping about shooting the opposition, the opposing gang. They rap about all that. And it's about time we address it. It should be banned. Drill music should be illegal to make. It should be illegal to sell. And it should be illegal to perform. If we catch you performing drill music, you're getting arrested. That's what we need to address. 15, 16-year-olds walking around with 9mm on their hip just to go to the store. That's becoming the norm in Chicago. And many people accept it. Nicknamed as Chirac. Got a whole bunch of serial killers running around Chicago. And not even grown. Oh, you want to talk about the grown man who's hunting down kids? 22-year-olds shooting 16-year-olds because he's in the opposing gang? I don't want to hear anything about George Floyd. Let's address gang violence. But a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people accept it. A lot of people don't get mad about a black life until a white person takes it. That's what it takes for you to talk about Black Lives Matter. It got to be a white person involved. If it's 2 black people involved, you can care less. Watch the story on the news. Read the story on the newspaper. That's unfortunate. They wildin'. That's about as far as it go. But you're not going to make a national movement about it. You're not going to go in the streets and protest. You're not going to get upset. Because black lives really don't matter. It's just a hidden agenda. When a white person involved, we all get upset. We're not having it. Everybody doing content about it. We all know George Floyd's name. We all know how he died. Y'all don't even know the 3-year-old who got shot in Chicago name. Y'all don't even know the 1-year-old who got shot in Chicago name. I have a problem with kids getting killed. Police brutality is bad. Who the hell doesn't know that? Who? Who the hell doesn't know police brutality is bad? I'm with you on that. But can you show more attention to the black on black crime, the gang violence? How gangs are turning little black boys into career criminals? How 22-year-old, 24-year-old gang members is recruiting young black boys to be a part of their gang? Talking about I'm an OG. I'm an OG. You should join my gang. You know what an OG is? An OG is nothing but a gang member that hit the wall that live vicariously through young people. Black boys, what are you doing? Don't join a gang. I'm telling you that. Your big homie telling you, don't join a gang. This is why you shouldn't join a gang. A gang member approach you. He calling himself an OG. He might be about 26. He's on foot. He got a cigarette hanging out his mouth and he's saying, hey, you want to join a gang? Just look at him. That's your ceiling. If you join his gang, that's your ceiling in life. To be what he is. To be 26, to be a loser, and to be recruiting other young people. You don't want to join that. Be better than him. That's why you shouldn't join the gang, because you're capping yourself off. If you're not dead or in jail, that's your ceiling. That's your life, and you don't want that. But a lot of people don't tell black kids that. A lot of people are scared to address gang violence. They're even scared to mention the word gangs. Get loud when it's talk about police brutality. Start screaming Black Lives Matter. But meanwhile, black men are getting slaughtered all over Chicago. Kids and all. 13-year-old black girl showing her mama a dance on TikTok getting shot in the neck. And nobody talks about it. No videos. But when George Floyd get choked out by a cop, everybody doing content about it. Everybody's mad. Everybody's foaming at the mouth. Everybody's not having it. Man, come on. Be real with yourselves. That's why none of that moves me. Everybody say, damn, that don't really move you about them protesting. Nope, not at all. Because I know it's fake. I know Black lives don't matter to half the people saying it. If it did, we'd get on gang violence. Nobody cares. And when people talk about gang violence, they put on the kid gloves, just talk all the way around it. They don't get to the meat of the issue. They don't do gang prevention. They start talking about building rec centers, boys and girls club. Maybe that would help. Because they're cowards. They are cowards. So everybody always asking me, cut to the chase. You talk about gang violence, but what are you doing to combat it? I'll tell you what needs to be done. They need to arrest every gang member and hit them with the RICO Act. Yes, they do. And I don't feel bad about saying it. Lock them up and don't let them out. They cause havoc. They are domestic terrorists, and they don't need to be set free. I don't care what color they are. You in the gang, you terrorizing the city, you terrorizing my community, you terrorizing my people, go to jail. And I don't care if you get out or not. Hit them with the RICO Act. This is starting to get ridiculous. And too many years we stayed silent. Too many years nobody spoke up. Too many years people just wallowed in silence about it. We accept it. We accept what's happening in Chicago. But let a white person get involved. We're mad. We're screaming. We're shouting. We're crying. Our black boys can't even drive because the police is going to get them. They're the boogeyman. When your son is more likely to get killed by a gang member that looks just like him. Yeah, that's the truth. The way y'all protest police brutality, you think your life is in danger more by the police than a gang. Knowing damn well your life is in danger more by a gang than the police. But nobody wants to address that. Nobody wants to talk about gang violence because they're scared. Because they know a gang will smack them on the ass. Police will let you scream, shout. You start talking that shit about gang violence, you'll get a little bit of pushback. Because a lot of people don't want to talk about that. Because a lot of people aren't in gangs. And they don't want to offend the gangs. But I don't care. I done had enough of it. Lock them up. Hit them with the RICO Act. Put harsher laws on gangs. There should be a gang penalty. I want harsher laws on these gangs. They're going to terrorize my city. You're going to stop recruiting young black boys to be career criminals. You're going to stop ruining lives. Kids can't play outside. Kids getting shot inside. Cause right now, y'all just shooting up houses now. That's the new thing. You don't even aim. You just pull up to your robber house and just shoot it up. And we supposed to accept that. Then when people talk about gentrifying Chicago, everybody want to yell and get mad. They need to. White people, gentrify Chicago, please. It need to be gentrified. Get them out of there. Round up all the lower class families. Round them up, put them on buses, and ship them the hell out of Chicago and get new tenants in there. Turn it to middle class. Yeah, I said it. What you gonna do about it? Chicago needs to be gentrified. Poverty, having people living 10 deep, crammed up in buildings. Dysfunction. It's enough of that. All that needs to be over with. And I'm no longer seeing idly by. I'm going to start calling gang violence out more. Don't talk to me about police brutality. Until we show gang violence, black on black crime, the same attention we show police brutality, I no longer want to hear it. R.I.P. George Floyd. R.I.P. Rashad Brooks. But I can care less about hearing about that right now. When you got kids getting shot, grown men fighting the police, pointing the tasers at them, he make national headlines. Everybody know his name. Everybody watch the tape, analyze it, give their opinion, give their analysis. Should he been shot? Why they just didn't arrest him? Everybody look for loopholes. Everybody analyzing it. But who's analyzing what's going on in Chicago? Who got the guts to do it? I haven't seen many people do it. I seen people tiptoe around it, act like it don't exist. Might share a link here and there, but nobody's analyzing what's going on in Chicago. That culture, that savage culture. You got people in Chicago calling themselves savages. Well, I think it's time to put the savages down. That's what we need to do. Harsher penalties, gentrify it, and hit all the gangs with a RICO Act. You want to be a gang member? You want to terrorize the city? You want to shoot at your rivals in public? Harsher penalties. And I don't care if you get out or not. I don't care if you black. See, that's one thing about me. I believe Black Lives Matter. I sure do. I believe black boys' lives matter. So that's why I'm addressing this gang issue. That's why I'm bringing it to the forefront. That's why I'm saying the culture needs to change. Get them the hell out of there. South side of Chicago, gentrify it. I don't care. Get them out. You want to bang on street corners that you don't even own. Well, get them the hell off that street corner. Put them on party buses. Put the family on party buses and ship them the hell out. Space them out. Put some in California, some in Nevada, some in Texas, some in Missouri, some in Georgia. Just spread them all out. That's what we need to do. Go in Chicago, clean it up, and spread the families all out. Because they can't do self-manage. They can't self-police themselves. Talking about some F the police, F12, F the police. Show disrespect to the police. But who got to clean up all this stuff that goes in Chicago? The police. All that violent nature. Dad's not in the house. Single mothers raising these boys to be violent. That's all they know. Hop on the internet antagonizing each other. They'll kill an opposing gang member. Then they hop on Instagram, Twitter, and brag about it. Rap about putting them in marijuana. I'm smoking on the rival gang member. What type of foolishness nonsense is that? A lot of serial killers, man. But that don't move people. What I'm saying don't move people. What I'm saying don't make people upset. What I'm saying don't make people want to get off their butt and march, protest, riot, loot, whatever you gonna do. Bring what's going on in Chicago to the forefront. Nope, they accept it. But every time a police involved, every time a white person involved, everybody's talking about it. That's why I don't take you serious. That's why nobody takes you guys serious. That's why when you scream Black Lives Matter, people say, what about gang violence? And they're right. We don't pay attention to gang violence. We just sit there and accept it. It's just part of the culture, right? That's what goes on in the hood, right? But I think it's time we address it. Because if you don't care, just know I do. And I think gang violence is the number one problem in Black America amongst black boys. Gang violence. Gangs are approaching black boys at a high rate. Every day there's a gang approaching a black boy. Want to be down in my gang? All a black kid want to do is shoot a basketball, throw a football, draw, dance, and he's getting approached by gangs. I have a problem with that. Not going to turn my black boys into career criminals. You're not going to ruin them lives because you didn't amount to anything. Talking about I'm an OG. OG at what? Being a career criminal? Walking everywhere you go? Don't have burial insurance? You get killed, your family got to make a GoFundMe? Do you want that to be you? You get killed in the streets and your family is making a GoFundMe. Help me bury my baby boy. Do you want your mama saying that? He was a good kid. He just went down the wrong path. I just need $5,000 to bury him. Share my GoFundMe link. Do you want that to be your mom? Do you want your dad saying a eulogy about you went down the wrong path, but he was hoping you can get your career back on track? Do you want to hear that? I don't think so. So let's address the real issues in our community. Gang violence, black on black crime that nobody wants to talk about. People just accept black on black crime. White people do white on white crime, black on black crime. You know what? But black on black crime is stupid. People die over senseless stuff on black crime. I step on the wrong black guy Jordans, I get my ass whooped. You know it and I know it. Just stepping on his shoes on an accident, he'll whoop my ass. Senseless violence goes on in our community. That's self-hate. And nobody wants to talk about it. All the bickering back and forth, all the beef, and you mostly getting hurt by people that looks like you. So let's address gang violence. And let's start with Chicago. Change the culture. Get the people the hell out. That's how I feel about what's need to be done in Chicago. This is Cut to the Chase TV. Y'all share my video. I love you guys. Peace. RIP George Floyd. It's very unfortunate what happened to you. You had a heart of gold, but it's time to move on. We brought national attention to the story. The cops has been arrested and charged. What more do we want? Justice will be served.